First of all, we're going to hear from Tommy Curran. He says, I'm in favor of this. Says the Patriots are a bottom feeder. If you don't have a quarterback, left tackle, or decent receivers, but you do have the number 3 pick, that makes you a bottom feeder. Again, this week has been a referendum on how hard it is for an unimposing team to build through free agency. No one wants to come here. I said that. Tommy says it's time for New England to put a huge for sale sign on the 3rd overall pick and start looking for buyers. And the most obvious buyer stepped to the front of the line on Friday when the Vikings dealt for a 2nd-round pick.
I'll make it simple. There are exceptions. Like Tom Brady's 6th-round pick is going to go into the Hall of Fame. And so there are 2nd-round picks and 3rd-round picks who are in the Hall of Fame. But if you look at the Hall of Fame, there are more first-rounders, high first-rounders in the Hall of Fame than there are 2nd, 3rd, and 4th-rounders. If you have the number 3 pick in the draft and your quarterbacks are Jacoby Brissett and Bailey Zappi, and you think this quarterback draft is 3 franchise players deep, if you think that. Now, if you don't think that, trade down. But if you think there are 3 players there, you take one of those 3 players. You don't trade down. You're not going to cover all your holes in one offseason. It's going to take 2 off seasons, maybe 3. But one thing you can solve next month is draft a quarterback, one of the best ones, without trading down.
Teddy,
what is wrong with Tommy Curran and everybody else?
Like what you just said, Mike, is so obvious. If you're sitting there and you think it's Patrick Mahomes, of course you draft him.
It don't have to be Patrick Mahomes, Mike. It doesn't have to be Patrick Mahomes. It can be the next Matt Ryan. It could be the next Matt Stafford. It could be the next Jared Goff. You need a quarterback, baby. One who is a good playoff winning. Yes.
So if
come on, it's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. Let's grow up. No, and there are other quarterbacks in the league who are good. So
Jared Goff would be good enough?
It's better than what you have.
No, I understand that. Is that what you want at 3?
Jared Goff right now is a good quarterback. That's a really good quarterback. I think Matt Ryan is probably a better example. See, people are out there going, oh, Matt Ryan. Oh, he was only an MVP in the league. He only threw a ton, hundreds of touchdown passes. Oh, can you win a Super Bowl with Matt Ryan? Yeah, if you have a coach calling a running play when you're up 28-3, yes, you can.
Okay, so if you believe in the guy, you obviously. Well, when you don't have a quarterback and you're sitting at 3, it's real easy to talk yourself into thinking that guy's the number 3. Like, oh yeah, we have the 3rd pick, we need a quarterback. There are 3 franchise quarterbacks. That's what happens. That's what these teams do.
What does franchise quarterback mean to you? That's the argument.
No, well, it's desperation. And then you start looking at it how you want to see it because the need is so bad. So then you end up taking a guy who you shouldn't take. And then you end up playing a guy too early who you shouldn't be playing. And this is why so many top 3, top 5 quarterbacks fall flat on their ass. And that's what teams do. They just delude themselves into thinking that's the guy.
And not to derail the subject, but I think it's going to be fascinating on how they come to that decision. Who's deciding it? Eliot Wolf, first time basically running a football team, new head coach, with an owner that we know likes to get involved and maybe put some influence in who gets drafted. Is Eliot Wolf and Gerard Mayo, if they really feel like it's Drake May there that's sitting there at 3, that he's not the guy going forward, but the Krafts want a new face, they want a quarterback to kind of get the fan base excited, are they going to have what it takes to tell the Krafts,
and
hey,
of course,
it's going to be a fascinating how they do this decision.
You are so right to bring up the Krafts. I don't think the Krafts are going to allow them to trade out of 3. Frankly, I don't think they're going to allow them to do it because marketing-wise, marketing the 3rd overall pick versus, hey, we traded down for a 2nd-tier guy is a little harder. I think ownership is absolutely involved.
So you don't think they'd so even if so you think they'd have to take a quarterback with that 3rd pick?
I think ownership.
You don't think they'd go a different position?
I think ownership, in typical passive-aggressive fashion, won't mandate it, but Eliot Wolf will know exactly what ownership wants. Yep. And Eliot Wolf is going to want to make ownership happy. Eliot Wolf knows the owners here are happy not spending money.
Right.
So Eliot Wolf, I think Eliot Wolf is so far making his bosses happy, and sticking at 3 and drafting the quarterback will make those guys very happy.
But to be fair, and I know we're going to talk about it, look, the reason there's some action on those top 3 picks is because it's not the Patriots. The Patriots are not inventing the interest. Now, these guys may not be able to play. They're wild cards, all of them. All these 3 so-called franchise quarterbacks, they're quarterback possibilities right now. We don't know if they can play. But it's not just the Patriots looking at them saying, we got to get up there. Other teams are looking for those top picks. They're not trying to draft a wide receiver or a left tackle. They're getting up to get a quarterback. So they're not inventing these guys. And then this is what you don't want to hear, Felger. You keep talking about Jacoby Brissett, and he's underwhelming. But Jacoby Brissett is here, so whoever they pick at number 3, doesn't have to play.
Oh, no.
Oh, he'll play. Just when they start
No,
losing.
doesn't have to play in year one.
Just the opposite.
I watch.
Brissett is here so they can play the kids sooner than later.
You watch
If they start 1-6, Mike, it'll be too much pressure.
If it's Drake May, if they draft Drake May, he probably won't see the field.
Well,
in
then
year
Jacoby
one.
Brissett's an even worse decision.